What is happening, YouTube? Unfortunately, the Clippers lost this game. Good things have to come to an end, unfortunately, and it turned out it was the Oklahoma City Thunders. Thunders, they're a pretty good team, a pretty nice young team. They definitely rebuilt pretty well after Russell Westbrook. They still have tons of draft pick, and I believe the way how the Oklahoma City Thunders build their team, I believe like the Thunders and the Jazz should be like a role model for every single general managers. Like, try to accumulate as many draft picks as possible, and then eventually, that's how like you build your team. Rather opposing that, the other teams they do the old fashioned way, like try to chase after every single stars and probably lose out on draft picks and all that. Um, the Clippers, they're the polar opposites, unfortunately, but the Clippers have been rolling. So for now, I'm not going to complain too much about that. But Thunders and the Jazz, they have the best future possible. Um, have a really good team, a bright team, and they're going to be good. They're going to definitely be pretty good. Especially the Thunders, they have a perfect team. They got Shea, they got Chet, they got J Dub, they got Lou Dort. They got a complete package, and defense is pretty good. Um, This game, the Clippers, they definitely got pretty complacent. There were moments when the Clippers were fighting, they were getting close. Like it looks like the Clippers could still win the game, but then the Thunders just took control and they just simply like one huge flaw about the Clippers is our defense was pretty lazy. We were letting people shoot wide open threes way too often, and the Clippers just unfortunately couldn't pull through. Um, Let's see the rotations. Paul George, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. I felt he should have took more shots. Felt like I would have loved to see Paul George take at least like I want to say at least 20 shots. I felt if he took more shots, I felt like the game would have been more competitive. He did what he could. I felt like the refs they definitely favored the Thunders. Um, when some of the players they got fouled, especially Terrence Mann. Like they didn't go to it wasn't called a foul, but when it was the other way around, um, the Thunders they got more calls, so that sucks if I'm being honest with you. But that was just me being a little bit biased, but but the rest did like they did not treat us well whatsoever. Zubac, he wasn't as good as compared to like other games. Well, I mean, he only got 6 points and his rebounding was pretty low. He got more assists than he usually would, though. But to be fair, he could have been utilized more, especially when Chet Holmgren was posting him up. Felt like he should have been fed the ball more. At least get 10 shot attempts. So like maybe I was probably wrong earlier by saying Zubac didn't have a good game. He only got 17 minutes after all. Um, I felt he should have got fed the ball more because the Thunders they're not really good with big bruiser bigs, um, and I felt like the Clippers failed to utilize that. James Harden he had a pretty good game. Well, I'll say he had a good game. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Um, his defense was pretty spidoric. There were moments when he just got blown by and probably just let people like leave people like wide open and all that. But other than that, he and other times he brought some effort and try to play some defense and all that. And he did get 3 steals. That's all what I'd like to see at one block. So he had his Fedoric moments, but other than that, he did pretty well. Terrence Mann, we got nothing but love for Terrence Mann. But Terrence Mann, this was one of his worst games that he had. His defense was actually off. He got 3 steals, but he's getting like it's kind of like I don't know, like, probably mismatch as well too. I've seen him guard Chet Holmgren at times, and of course Chet Holmgren heated his thing. Unfortunately, the clip is. Terrence Mann. He had an off game. Only 2 for 8. Offense wasn't really it. 5 points. Um, Hopefully he bounced back. We know like when it's the playoffs, Terrence Mann, you know, he fits the environment. He would always make an effort to get rebounds and hustle and all that. But this was definitely not his game. Terrence Mann, honestly, for the past few games, has been a little bit more quieter lately. But you know, we will never forget what happened in 2021 and what Terrence Mann actually does because he has moments when he shows his worth. But it's just this game he wasn't really it. But we're going to take it easy on Terrence Mann. We're not going to switch up and all that. Eric Coffey had a pretty good game. 4 for 7, pretty efficient. 9 points, 4 rebounds, one assist. Defense was solid. Daniel Tice. This was also like his one of his worst games. He made boneheaded turnovers. He had some nice putback moments, like when he gets spoon fed and all that. But other than that, um, Tice made some costly mistakes, like with some turnovers and all that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it was an off game. Russell Westbrook, if I had to say who's like the MVP of the game, I'd say it's Russell Westbrook. He actually, if anything, he kept the game really close until when Oklahoma City Thunder's gained momentum. 13 rebounds is insane. 15 points, 4 assists. He did his part. He turned the ball over a lot, but if you watch the game, you don't really notice his turnovers as like costly turnovers. He pushes the pace, makes the team play faster. Brings in the hustle. When Russ plays, the ball moves really fast. Um, that's all I gotta say. Norman Powell, he did his part. He was a bucket. He stepped up. One player who played more minutes, and it's nothing other than my favorite player right now. One of my favorites, Brandon Boston Jr. I've been clamoring for him to play minutes. Unfortunately, he didn't back me up. He had an off game, 3 for 10, which is pretty inefficient. Unfortunately, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He got 1 key steal. Um, yeah, his offense was pretty inefficient, but we all know what Brandon's capable of doing. You can tell, like, if you watch the game, it's not like the worst shots possible. He had like one shot that was like a break or something, and then another shot that he didn't finish strong enough in the layups. But other than that, I think it's more of that. It's just his first game and all that, and it was just part of being a scorer. I feel like if he plays like regularly, like if Ty Lue keeps playing him, I think he's gonna show more of his worth and he's gonna have his breakout game. Another thing when Brandon plays, the pace kind of like goes a little faster and all that. He tries to move the ball around. He has that sauce. Um, he has handles and he has the buckets. His defense, I'd say it's respectable in my opinion. He might get bodied at times, but sometimes it's just a really good offense, just good defense, better offense. But other than that, I feel like Brandon Boston Jr.'s defense is above average. Um, y- you know, I think he's definitely going to step it up if you give him the chance. Hopefully, this won't be the last time Ty Lue does that. Hopefully, he could do it like a little more often, like pretty much like the next game and all that. Because Brandon, when his shots fall, he's hard to stop, and it will fall. Um, Especially the game versus the Milwaukee Bucks, he was pretty efficient. And sometimes when he has a slow start, the next game, not even the next game, the next moment, he just starts making everything. He's a bucket man. He has athleticism. I believe in him, and I still stand on my ground what I think about Brandon Boston Jr. But unfortunately, his game just still doesn't show. But I still stand by the statement that he's definitely a keeper, and definitely once you plug him in more, his shots will fall in. And he definitely is going to impact the team. Um, that's just my opinion. Bones Highland, glad to see him get playing time. 6 points. Um, you know, two assists, one steals. Another player that I feel like should be playing more minutes, but um, the Clippers got Harden and Russ, and then Norman Powell's the main six man, which Norman's doing an exceptional job. But eventually, if we had to trade one, always still say Norman Powell's the guy because you could easily play Brandon or Bones, and then they definitely bring the same thing that Norman would, but um, they bring more energy. Only catch is their spot up shooting is not as good as Norman Powell because Norman Powell he complements Russell Westbrook a lot for spot up shooting, and he's been doing an exceptional job, so that's good. Um, Kobe Brown, he did solid on defense. He had one solid putback. Um, it's a garbage time minutes, but he did solid. I felt that Kobe Brown should have been plugged in the main second unit more, like probably like I would say in the second quarter or the third quarter, even the first quarter when the Clippers was just getting out rebounded. Because Kobe Brown, he's kind of like the bigger guy, and he definitely would help us get the rebound and space the floor and hustle. Quite a amount, especially when Terrence Mann's having a very bad game. I felt like he could have been like Kobe Bryant could have been plugged in for Terrence Mann because you know Kobe Bryant would definitely bring that bruiser in him. But overall, um, unfortunately the Clippers had to lose, but I think that's just part of the game. Um, we had a 9-game winning streak. I don't think there's more you can ask for. Would have been nice if the Clippers just kept on going. That would be so historical. But now we face the Boston Celtics. Celtics are a pretty good team. I think there's going to be a nice dogfight to see. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about the Thunders. Chad Holmgren, he had an amazing game. Only missed 2 shots, 9 for 11, 23 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. I think Chad Holmgren is going to win Rookie of the Year. Um, Reasoning is because Chad Holmgren, he's a super freshman, which means he missed his first year due to an injury, his rookie year. So this is technically his rookie year, but he already got the training and all that, so he has the edge over Wembanyama. So I think Chad's winning the Rookie of the Year. Wemby's doing amazing, and I think Wemby's going to be better than Chet long term, but Chet he's doing better right now. He's definitely a great player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He can shoot. He has the handles. He can sauce you up. People that are trying to call him a bust, not aging well, but Chet he's doing his thing. Jalen Williams, pretty solid player as well too, hitting his mid ranges, playing defense, 7 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebound. Shai Alexander, amazing player as usual. Familiar with the Clippers, not surprised. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Two-way player. He's definitely one of the best players in the league right now. Definitely at least top 10. Maybe even top 8. Josh Giddey, that man didn't miss. That guy was perfect from 3. He got hurt. 4 assists, 3 rebounds, but he was doing his thing. Clippers still couldn't capitalize, unfortunately. Lou Dort, man, he was making so many shots, man, that definitely killed the momentum. 21 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Um, you know, Williams, 5 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. Isaiah Joe, 4 for 8, 3 for 7. He hit some very key threes. Left them open a little too much. Defense was okay. Aaron Wiggins, 3 for 6, 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. Kaysen Wallace, didn't do too much in this game. Usman Dang, garbage time minutes, 12 points. I mean, not 12 points, I meant 7 points. And, had an efficient night. Of course, small sample size, but overall, the Oklahoma City Thunder just pretty much dominated the Clippers. Unfortunately, would have been nice if the Clippers kept the winning streak going, but it's not the end of the world. But anyways, let me know what you think about this game. Now we face against the Boston Celtics. That's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be a really great game. But that should end this video. Thank y'all really much for tuning in, and peace.